Welcome to week 3. We're going to punch the big star around the center. We'll be punching it from the wrong side of our work. Now for the big star, we're not going to punch the whole outline first as we did before, but instead we're going to punch each point individually. So push your loops out of the way if necessary. And we're going to punch through right in the corner here. And punch all the way through. And we're going to punch this whole point first before we move on to the next one. And back down again. And one more in there. And now we punch back out to the point, not around the point of the smaller star. And we'll fill in these points in the same way as we did the points of the smaller star. As you can see here, I forgot to draw my yarn tail through to the back of my work. That's okay, I'll trim that off shortly. And that's the first point complete. It's got some lovely long loops which stand out from the cloth. And now I cut the yarn. And then trim the starting tail to here on the back. There we go. And now just repeat this process for all the other points, filling them in one at a time. I'm going to take another hoop that I've been working on, and it has all its points complete. It's just in a different colorway. But this is what you should end up with. As you can see, I've punched the whole star. And we need to use color 4. We've already used it once before for the ring around the central circle. That's the gray. We're going to punch the diamonds between the star points from the front of our mandala, and that's this side here. So we want the flat stitches to be visible on this side, just as we had with the small star that we punched last time. The loops will therefore be on the back. So I've once again held my loop up to a light source and traced the outlines of the diamonds with a normal pencil so that I can see them on this side of my work. Let me thread my needle with color 4. And I need to set the needle length back to 4, so it's going to be a shorter needle again. And we're going to punch each diamond one by one. The long loops here are in our way a bit, but try to push them to the side with your fingers. And then work all the way around, punching the outline of the diamond. Use smaller stitches for this because the diamonds themselves aren't all that big. Now if I push the sides of the big star out of the way, you can see we have a nice little diamond here between the points of the star. Carry on with the same colour and punch all the diamonds in the same way. And the last thing for this week is to punch the line running around the star points, as well as the small diamonds. We're also going to punch it from the front of the mandala. So once again, hold it up to the light and trace over this line. I've now traced over the line here on the front of my work, and that's this pencil line that you can see here, and we're going to punch over it. Let me thread my needle with the right colour, that's colour 2. We need the needle length set to 4. That's what we use for the diamond, so we don't need to change anything. And now we can start in one of the tips. Draw the tail to the back. And now punch all the way around. Again, push the long loops of the big star out of the way where needed. We've now punched all the way around once. For the second round, I'm working as close as possible to the first line, just to the inside of it. This makes it ever so slightly thicker so that it pops out from the design a bit more. You can already see that it's looking slightly thicker, slightly bolder than the single line, and that makes it a bit more visible. As I work around the inside of the first line, I'm actually pushing the stitches of that first line slightly out of the way to make sure I'm punching as close as possible to that first line. In fact, you're almost punching over the same line. Now if you decide you prefer the look of a single line, that's perfectly fine. This is quite a dark colour that's easy to see, so you could just stick with a single line. It's up to you, whatever you think looks best. Just a few more stitches to finish off the second line around. And now I can cut my yarn. And there you have it, a really nice bold line all around the star. And next week we're going to move on to the petals and the dots.